Alrighty, now that we have those fairy energies in the room, I want to welcome you all to the Spiritual Corner. My name is Prism P-Chan or BZ, whatever you want to call me, and I'm here with another collective reading. I think I'm going to do the Fairy Wisdom Oracle, go back to the basics, and see what is in your energy, what is going on, what do you need to know, and why do you need to know it if it is external energies. My crown is already tingling. We have Bubble Rider, Green Fairy, and Bad Dragon. I usually don't take the bottom of the deck of these, but there could be an overall energy of some sort of secrets, some ambiguity. We have Moon Secrets at the bottom of the deck. I won't read that one, but I will read the three. So 36, 24, and 3. So Bubble Rider's keyword is joy. Joy is the spirit's ultimate expression and a form of love. Mimic the fairies who express joy in all that they do. They dance, they sing as they go about their daily business. Joy is a natural part of your being. It is your birthright. Joy comes to those who welcome it into their lives. Rejoice in all things. Really see the miracles around you. Many of us tend to push joy away. We feel we are not worthy of joy for one reason or another. Sometimes we are afraid to allow ourselves to move into such intense emotions. Perhaps as a child, we were hurt or emotion was stifled. The important thing is to remember that you are by nature a creature of joy. It is your natural state of being. You can choose at any time to stop pushing joy away and to allow its expression in your life. Do not feel guilty for the good fortune, but rejoice in it. As you accept more love and joy into your life, you can also raise the quality of all other life on the planet. It may not be something you can see immediately, but it is how the law of spirit works. Pay attention and you will see so many wonderful things in your world. The more you focus on these blessings, the more blessings you will attract into your life. Be joyful. Keep an open heart. So in the past, I feel like there was a lesson of really allowing yourself to feel joy, to feel love, to embody it, to be more present, because joy is a present emotion. I feel that there could have been a time where you could have grown up being told to be seen and not heard, and I feel like that in its own right is like, it's so it's like one of those sentences that parents say because they know that you don't know any better, but they know that what you're saying is right, but they don't want to hear it, and they especially don't want to hear it from a child because they feel that because of their time around the earth that they can't be judged, or rather seen for who they are through the lens of a child. And that is so untrue. They actually see the most of you because they're more like, you're more in a more honest state. You're more tapped in spiritually than you realize. It's almost like second nature for a lot of children, especially when you get them. They learn enough off of everyone that they're able to pick up on when someone is doing something wrong, and they're able to say it in a way that catches you not only off guard, but they also are seen as just as intelligent as the adult in that moment. And that is just due to them being able to see you through an honest lens. And through, like, around kids, though parents do hide a lot from their kids, there's some things that you can't hide, and that's your energy. And even though a child isn't able to describe what they feel, um, exactly, they know that there's something wrong there, or there is something that needs to be approached. um and I feel like you could have been one of those kids who was very outspoken, and you were ridiculed for it, almost shut down for it, to where you don't speak or you don't express yourself as much as you should. Thus, your emotions are stifled. You don't experience high levels of joy. You don't experience, like, you're more in the lower vibrations at this time of growing up. And I feel that you've had time to repair that and really rebuild that relationship between you and your emotional self. And then I believe green fairy is growth, but then we have bad dragon. That kind of changes up the vibe. Let's see. Healing. So just around that and growth. It is speaking of growth as well. Green is the color of healing and growth. This card tells of healing and progress, a need for healing, or an ability to direct healing energy to yourself or others. Which is it for you? If you are in need of healing, focus your attention on the color of nature's green grass, trees, and foliage. Sit in nature, in the woods or a garden if possible. Inhale this green deep into your every cell of your and deep into every cell of your body, and bring the color out into your aura. Fill it up with the luscious green of the rain forest. Meditate with this color until you get an inner knowing that you are done. Ask the green fairies to assist you in your healing, or with the healing of others. Oh my gosh, sorry. They are very skilled in their craft and are always ready to help. Be sure to offer thanks for their work. Just as the trees and the flowers grow, so can your body, mind, and emotions and spirit grow healthy and strong. In nature, there is constant renewal. So yeah, we go back to balance, emotions specifically. I feel like it says, like, either you're in the process or in need of. I feel like you're definitely in you're making progress. You're in the process of healing. Um, you could also be very healing for others, especially at this time with you making such strides to really evolve yourself. People could be, very inspired by that. And with this card, the bubble rider, along with that, I feel like this is what kick-started the growth. You healing the way that you express yourself, joy, falling more into surrender when it comes to your emotions, just feeling them, but feeling the positive ones, really appreciating joy, loving yourself, choosing joy more, and this helping you heal as well, because I feel like you're directing your attention to other things. You're not allowing certain things to control you. You're not allowing yourself to look outside of yourself, especially to make yourself feel better. I remember growing up, there was this thing that my family liked to do that I don't care for now, where they will sit outside of a car and people watch, which is fine. I think everyone people watches, but they will point out things about others and be like, is that so and so in the family? And that is so, one, degrading, and two, it's like an ego boost, and like it's nasty. It's not a way of healing. It's just putting a band-aid over it. And if anything, it's a dirty, overused band-aid. It's not something that's going to do anything but infect the wound and cause it to spread. So I feel like you could have maybe come out of something like that, where it was a cycle that you had to break out of your family, and change the way that you spoke out into the world, how you perceived the world, how you felt about the world, thus feeling about yourself. Um, Bad Dragon, number 3. So this is Judgment. The Bad Dragon card indicates that you or someone else is being chastised. Look within. Is it you judging yourself, a situation, or someone else? View a situation from all different sides. Ask what lessons it has for you. Release all judgment of yourself in another or a particular situation. For who are you to judge? You draw to yourself the events of your life. You alone must take responsibility for everything that happens in your life. All is but a lesson, so focus on what you have learned. Be easier on yourself and others. After all, even a dragon can have a bad day once in a while. What lessons have you even what lessons have you brought into your life? Happiness, sadness? Is it through your own power responding actions, through your own powers of manifestation, that you create your reality? Your thought patterns and your corresponding actions are responsible for your world. What you have thought and have done in the past have manifested in the present. So what do you want to change in your present life? What do you want to manifest in your future? Can you see that your life is a story in which you can write the next page and the page after that? The page is just a lesson to learn from. Take the information you have acquired and move forward. Leave any fears, guilt, or anger behind. And this is actually a wonderful card to end it on. I feel like this is things coming full circle for you. I don't know if there is judgment being put on yourself or a situation or someone else, but I feel that this is, even if it is, being regulated, or this is really where the lesson's taking you, on judgment of the self, healing, joy, healing, judgment. It's almost like you're remembering and reminding yourself that it's okay to feel joy. It's almost like survivor's guilt. You could be leaving, you could have left a lot of people, and let's say they needed you to, like, you were the life of the party type energy, and you pulled your energy away. Well, there's that fear that a lot of people are going to be in a certain place now because you're gone. But like, why are you judging yourself like that? You're putting judgments on yourself that you don't need to put. Or rather, maybe these are projections that you're taking and absorbing, um and it's creating a thought pattern that brings you down and dims your light, and thus makes you feel like you aren't allowed to feel a certain emotion. Like, I feel like this is like, it's like you're finding out where this is coming from, especially if it was something that's been happening since you were a child. And I feel like this is also reminding you of reminding you to really speak into your life how, and that's so funny because 36 kind of talks about a bubble writer, um, really paying attention to how you speak in your, like, into the world, life into the world, into your life, into other people's lives, just anything that you speak, being very intentional with your speech. I feel like a lot of us kind of say what we're thinking but don't think about what we're about to say, and it causes a lot of confusion. Um, you don't realize that maybe there's a little bit of context missing because you're in your head a lot. And I feel like it makes it hard to truly express yourself, but it also comes from emotions again. And feeling also, I feel like a lot of us have been taught to force ourselves to get something out and to rush. Thus we become more impulsive rather than slowing down and really seeing what we're doing, what we're saying, and what we're thinking even, because not everything that we think needs to be said. And if we're overthinking what we're saying, that also needs to be looked at, because why don't we trust ourselves and our thoughts? Why aren't we able to organize properly what is a good thought and what is a bad thought? Or why do we have so many thoughts that we have to filter out before we get to a thought? You know, like, why are we overthinking what we're saying? And a lot of that comes from what we're talking about with how you grew up. You were always shunned, so you feel like all the things that you want to say are out the door, but probably five of those things, if you would have said or even said in a tangent, would have been like the greatest things to say at the time. And you even go back and, like, I mean, I'm sure a lot of us have those moments, but I feel like, because I used to be that way, you have a lot of moments where you get stuck, and then you realize all those things that you could have said, like, they're coming up now, but that's because your brain already suppressed all those things, just because of, like, just because of the fear. I really, if you resonate with this, like, I really hope that you are taking your time with healing this. I obviously see that you're on a good trajectory, but like, just don't beat yourself up when you do the wrong thing or when you make the wrong judgment, because this is what you're here to learn, you know. And like they said, even the dragons have a bad day. All right, so Bubble Rider, Joy, Chariot. So in the past, there could have been a lot of control, wanting to control the direction of something, but having a hard time deciding on how to do it. And this is due to some sort of defense mechanism that you have, um, with the Chariot, the Two of Swords, and the Seven of Wands landing on the Two of Swords. Confirmation, something having to do with the past. So this could be past, like your childhood, or even just a situation from the past. Something that you had to let go of. I saw the Four of Pentacles flash. Could have been something having to do with your heart space or love, a heartbreak, a betrayal that you had to heal. Okay. Sorry, I had to ask Spirit how we're doing this. Yeah, there could have been like you needing to balance a lot of just misinformation that people gave about you to you in your past. Whether that is um, gossip, lies, or even lies about you to discourage you on your path. And this is something that was like with the Hierophant, a tradition. Like, everyone just, I just get like a very judging energy, like everyone judging everything and everyone, everybody. um And then we have the five of, I mean, the Ten of Pentacles, the Five of Pentacles. Interesting. So we have the Ten of Pentacles. You could have felt left out in a family dynamic or in a legacy and an inheritance, but it seemed like you let this go. Yeah, I really feel like you weren't part of said community in a family, like that family connection wasn't there, and they left you out on purpose, just due to maybe just how joyous you were, and they tried to dim that, and they made it hard for you to decide on who to be, how to move forward, always being on the defense. But you let this go with the Ten of Wands. You let it all go. You said, here, you take that. Yeah, it really could have been just an emotional time for you with no one to really go to. This could have to do with, because we have the Page of Cups and the King of Pentacles. This could have to do with a father figure in your life, or someone who was. Who's the Page of Cups? Yeah, in your past, I feel like you dealt with maybe your father not recognizing you, giving the recognition you deserve. And it's like, you let that go. This could have also been if you were with um someone that's more material based, good with money, materialistic. I haven't really delved into who this is, so I don't know if they're upright because they actually are upright. But because of the Ten of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles, I could only assume that this could also be a family. Um, I mean, a father, and you were their wife, or a mother, and you were the husband, but you were more of the Empress energy. So on the nurturer, because that's what all the King of Pentacles is. They're both resourceful, but the King of Pentacles is known to go out and get it. So if your counterpart was that person in the dynamic, then that's who they are. But there was no recognition there. They didn't nurture or give any sort of acknowledgement when it came to your inner child, what you needed to feel love. Like, I get kind of love languages. If you're more of an affectionate person, they were void of that. They were more just focused on business and just money. So there was no love there. I almost heard, like, I heard lust, but I almost like feel in here like, because the innocence of the emotions weren't there, the intimacy, if this was your partner, was very void of emotion. It was very much, it felt more lust based, if anything. And they could have cared for you, but it just wasn't the way it's looking. It's just not in the way that you need. There was a lot of judging or just misreading you in this dynamic that ended up becoming like routine for them, and just like the family. Like, even if the kids picked up on how this person was treating you, they started treating you the same way, and they're your kids, or maybe they even that's their kids, and that's how they were taught, so they treat you the same way though you guys are dating. Take it as it resonates. We're gonna move on to the next one. Green fairy. This could even be no, I'll not say that. Whoa. So I said Five of Pentacles earlier, and here the Five of Pentacles is. Someone's rushing to say something about being in poverty. Being because of a new start. Strength, someone's strength. King of Wands at the bottom of the deck. So, hold on. So it's like they wanted to get something started. Someone's rushing to say something or is thinking very quickly about how they're out in poverty, left out in the cold because of something they started. And whatever they started is being like, people are having the strength to restrain themselves from the lies. So this could be you not falling in line with this lie that they're trying to spread. Like you have the strength to restrain from whatever they think they that you would fit into whatever lie that they're spreading. And I asked, what is this new started? Like, is this the collective or is this them? And it looks like them. They're defeated and they know where all this stress and anxiety and restlessness is coming from. It's coming from some sort of unfinished business or an open portal, a portal they didn't close. And or like they're being informed that they're stuck in a loop with the wheel and the wheel of fortune after the world, both in reverse. Four of Wands reversed. So you could have left this person out in the cold. You could have said something on your way out. But I also get this as them wanting to try to say something because they're out in the cold. But regardless, they weren't able to get this off the ground because of your strength. Possibly because of your healing, you didn't go back to the situation or fall for what exactly they wanted you to do. Let me see exactly what this is. What is this? Whatever this is, they're stuck because they didn't get what they wanted. Hangman and the Three of Wands. What is this, man? What did they want? Chaos. Five of Wands. That's crazy. They wanted drama. They wanted you to react. They wanted you to be the one to flip out and crash out. I don't know. It's exposed. They're exposed. The family's exposed. What they did, how they were neglectful of you. Maybe they even tried to hide you with the Six of Wands reverse. Tried to mess up your reputation, even though you're an innocent person. With the Page of Cups, even their conflict could have been exposed. Yeah, people are walking away from. I think that they tried to ruin your reputation, so sort of slander. People are walking away from that and leaving this person hung to dry. They hung this person to dry. They've been halted. They're stuck in a loop that they created. I get, like, in a portal that they created. They're stuck. While you're healing, someone else is stuck. Or if you witness this somehow, or this is how you're witnessing it to keep you safe, then know that things are being handled and you can heal. Even if you feel like they're in your energy, even with this is more, I feel like, a message. I don't feel anyone in our energy, except for my spirit team. So this is very separate. But because of this being tied to your growth, and it's a catalyst of your growth, it's going to keep coming up until we move into the next chapter. I kind of think that this this won't be over until the next book, if you want to be honest. Um, but it doesn't matter. All of it is healing. The more you hear about it, the more you're kind of like, like, not even like, why do we need to know this? Is more like, okay. And you're able to, when you finally get to that point, take the knowledge that is being told, or even catch up on the stuff that you haven't heard in a while, just due to all of the absorption of all of the just tidbits of lessons and information that you've gotten over time. So yeah, just take it as a, I know more to the story, or I see that karma is working itself out. I'm gonna continue to stay out the way, and know that I'm being seen for who I am, even if you don't even care about who they talk to, or who they try to slander you to, or even if it was on the internet. You don't really care about what goes on the internet, because it's all so fleeting that no one remembers anyway. You have that realistic foresight of just outcomes like this that are very childish. And that makes them bitter. Oh, so bitter. Oh, they're lying. Oh, they're lying. They're lying. They're using all their energy to lie all over the place. Queen of Swords reversed with the Eight of Pentacles behind it. They are mastering the art of the lie. And they are probably the dragons that the bad dragon. That card literally talks about, are you judging someone? This is someone that is literally judging someone in the bitterest of ways, with misinformation all over the place, and a foggy mindset. They do not see anything clearly, even if they think they do. They do not. And they use whatever misinformation or actual information against people, altering it, morphing it into whatever they need. And it's so funny, this bad dragon card is filled with a little bit of purple, but mainly blues, and I get that as throat chakra. So they must be a talker. So it looks like things are balancing out. The gossip that was made from this group in this family has been exposed and illuminated. There's some healing happening, I believe. And I believe this is due to you coming out of hermit, if you have been stepping out a little bit more, or you could just be coming to conclusions and, starting to, I'm kind of seeing, make moves instead of being in your little hut. And yeah, you have whatever you were healing, or that you are getting to the end of healing, or that you're healing, that you're starting to heal in the future, or in the near future rather. There's just going to be more clarity, more understanding, and I feel like that's just going to help you come out of introspection mode and more into action mode. Someone could also try to stop this, but inherently you still manage to heal and come out solid, so it doesn't matter. So we have two people here. I wonder what the relation is. Yeah, it's been exposed that you walked away from a dirty love cup, a dirty love offer, with the Knight of Cups reverse landing on the Sun and the Eight of Cups. Because it would have been conflict. It would have just been drama, chaos. It was like a third party. I mean, that's the only thing I can think of that just it sounds that ratchet, and we have another person that's bitter. I'm gonna see if that is though the King of Pentacles, but if it's not, like, okay, the Fool reverse and Page of Pentacles reverse with the Five of Cups. They didn't get a message. You didn't take a leap of faith in a dirty love offer or with a dirty player. And it don't have to be dirty, but I just get dirty player. um they didn't get the message, so maybe you didn't, tell them the coast is clear, you can come out over here, whether it's family, friend, or like significant other. They didn't get the message that they could come back, or that you were going to take a blind leap into whatever they had going on, and they could gain some sort of what was lost. They're sad. Yeah, because you saw it was sneaky. They just want to do sneaky stuff. We have Seven of Swords, Death, and the King of Cups reversed. Cheesy, cheese. Like, what? What? They want to do something sneaky so they don't get an ending, but it's like it's already ended. What are we doing? This King of Cups reverse. Is this the same King of Pentacles in the upright? Yes. And they lost something due to some sort of judgment, bad judgment. King of Wands. Maybe that they did an act of passion. They orchestrated something. Some sort of lustful energy. Doing something impulsive. Self-sabotaging. Knight of Wands reversed. I mean, if you're doing anything sneaky, that's definitely some self-sabotaging energy. Four of Wands reverse coming out again from earlier. So it's like maybe they tried to force you to get into some sort of terrible relationship, a relationship built on a faulty foundation, and you saw through it. Just gonna look. Who's the Queen of Swords? Someone watching, waiting for something that they worked hard to do, a message that they could lay down their burdens, but they're not facing something. Who the freak is this? Temperance. Temperance. Yeah, wow. This is them. Yeah, what? Wow. Okay. So it was Seven of Cups with the World, and as I was lifting the third card, because I barely saw it, it's the Four of Wands in the upright. So they have this weird, this is them coming out in a feminine energy, bitter. Um, they have this weird fantasy that something that's already ended isn't is somehow like salvageable, especially with the Seven of Pentacles to the Page of Pentacles. Like, they really sitting out here waiting. They're really sitting and they're waiting. I don't know if they think that whatever they did wasn't that petty and they think that they can heal this, but I don't think that they can. Let me see. How's my collective feel about this person? Yeah. Oh my God. So Tower at the bottom of the deck. It lands. So the three of wands landed on the Five of Wands, which gives me that you're looking beyond this. You're looking towards the future of this drama that was. You're currently already doing that. And whatever secrets, lies, cheating, deceptive behavior you released yourself from with the Eight of Swords behind it. And it was like this too. It's almost like you fell out of it. So This is someone you're not going back to. Yeah. Two of Wands reverse, King of Pentacles reverse, coming out as you are, sir. Uh, Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo. It doesn't have to be, but someone that's just very materialistic, someone that's an opportunist. So really, they wanted to. I'm almost getting from here to. They wanted a position so then they could gain some sort of inheritance or just like a lot of money that they were fiending for, clearly coming up as the pentacle archetype, so they could lay some burdens down. So they either wanted your energy, and your energy is a very a vital. There's some energies that can help people live longer. You have that, if this resonates and they don't want your money, or you don't have money for them to take that's like that. They just wanted your energy. They wanted to harvest your energy so they can get what they wanted out of it, whether it's through you manifesting opportunities in their life or gaining opportunities yourself and them feeding off of that and riding your coattails. Doesn't matter, that's what they wanted. But yeah, you're healing, growing. You know what's going on. You're not judging the situation more than the facts, I believe. Whispering woods, listen to the trees, find wisdom in ancient whispers. Silver birch, find grounding, root yourself in the beauty of the present. So yeah, we were talking about that. How with the joy card, you're more so like in a joy, in a present emotion. And if you want to continue that, just continue to really listen to your environment. I know we have cities and bus hustle and bustle, but like if you can go to a park even, listening to the wind. I listened to the wind today. It was actually quite beautiful. Listening to the trees. If you have a lake nearby, listen to the lake. Even just sitting by a lake, it just sounds so relaxing. Especially if you have like a lot of grass. I love sitting in grass, of course with a blanket because I don't like getting itchy. And then at the bottom of the deck we have cleansing rain, let go and renew. The rain washes away the old. So yeah, like I said, detach. If spirit wants you to know this, then okay, that's fine, but don't allow yourself to transport yourself back into that moment where you're almost like not even crying, but even just frustrated of like, why do I need to hear this anymore? That's something that you need to heal, and that's coming from someone that did that a lot. And it took me a very long time to really see that, and it is something that you need to heal, because if it bothers you that much but you're not in it, like why is that? You're away from these energies, or this energy. This seems like one energy this time, but you're away from this. Like, what's the point of feeling trapped? Because that's really what it feels like, and it's a form of fear, because it even for that moment, oh, it stops you from moving. You become stagnant. You almost don't want to do anything but think of that thing, and you gotta break that. You gotta move forward. Even if it's coming in the readings, you gotta move forward. You gotta find something to laugh about, like, oh, that's what they're doing. you know because the only thing that you can really do is control yourself, and you can't control if they still have you on their mind, or they're still watching you, or they're still plotting on you, or whatever the heck is happening, because they can't affect you anymore. We see that clearly. You keep moving forward. It doesn't matter what reading I do, and that's just because your tenacity and your ambition and your motivation, which is something that they don't have, and that's all they're really trying to do is hinder that. So don't worry, you got this. Hang in there if you're still going through the turbulence of this ride, but remind yourself to look back when you get out of it. Because when you compare yourself to when you're out of it to when you were in it, you start to realize of how strong you are. Because not everybody survives what you've been through. I want to thank you for watching. If you found any resonance in it, or even just were entertained, could you, leave a like or even leave a comment? I'd love to hear your stories and just get to know what the collective is going through. And, just do your best to share what you can. You don't have to be an open book if you don't want to. I just want to make sure that you guys are knowing that you're heard, and that you are cared for here. And I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.